then she walks away. And then Q is like, excuse me, like, why are you walking away? What's going on? Do you know this man? Do you know this woman? And she's like, I know the man, I don't know the woman, but I know them, basically. And basically QT got the coworker to spill. So the coworker goes into the gossip. Now this is where the gossip starts. She's like, I dated that man. You dated that man. That man is married now. When did you date him? And then she's like, last year. Wait a minute. These guys have been together for a year or so. Maybe just before they've been married now or they've been together for a year plus. Like, maybe it was before he met her. She's like, it was not before he met her. It was while he was courting her, while he was like pursuing her. And she's like, how do you know? She's like, well, let me tell you what happened. You know, bloggers, they come with receipts. So the blogger actually came with screenshots and everything of the whole story. I guess the coworker decided to spill the tea and like give her receipts and everything. But she's like, listen guys, listen, I met this man a few years, like sometime last year. He told me that his wife is toxic and horrible and abusive, and that she's violent, and that he's leaving her, you know. He's leaving her, and so he's moving on and everything. And then when he was asked, he was saying, I still live with her in the same house. We're actually building a home together that she gets to live in with my son because I want to take care of my son. But I am no longer with her. We still live in the same house because we have to do childcare together. Otherwise, we're not together. You know, single mama bit because I'm sure he's a good-looking man. Bit because she also is just looking for love, right? She met him on a dating. She met him at a certain side hustle he used to do. So then they are chit-chatting and they start dating, basically. She was like, oh my god, he was so sweet to me. He even met her daughter. Like, he even met the daughter, because in the situation she was a single mom. Or was it the son? Okay. Met the child. He even met the child and brought the child to a certain gift at a certain point and everything and blah 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 blah. But then this is how he got caught. Okay. So this man is now basically living this double life. He's dating popular girl on social media whilst he's dating low-key girl in the corner. But then one day he leaves his iWatch at home. He left his iWatch at home, and wifey saw all the messages he was exchanging with this girl, back and forth. Wifey went on to even call the girl. So she calls the girl the first time. This girl doesn't answer. Then she blows up the girl's phone until she picks up. She blew up the girl's phone until the girl picked up. And then guess what? The girl, the wife is like, stay away from my man. He's married, you little whore. Blah, 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 blah. She was like, you little whore, blah, blah, blah. Calling her out of her name. Accusing her of being like a man stealer. You know, basically. And do you know what? The girlfriend was like, the girlfriend just stopped all she was doing, right, and just went in and then so yeah, she sent her all the screenshots. So then after the wife saw all the screenshots, she's like, she sends now apologetic messages. Oh, this is so horrible, I'm so sorry for going off on you earlier, blah blah blah. This is not the first time he's done something like this. He's cheated on me before, blah 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 blah. You guys have to understand that this is when they are still trying to be together. And so she now, after that, like, this story blew up. This story blew up on social media because, on like home social media, because people were trying to figure out timelines of these events, right? And this is what they found out, right? Because some screenshots are being shown with date stamps, right? This is what people realize, and this is the wildness of it. Soon after, the wife finds out about this whole cheating scandal. Guess what? They announced their wedding date. You guys, what kind of hot mess is it? Like, not their wedding date, because remember they already married, like their first wedding. No, this is their big bash wedding celebration post baby. You know, I guess she's just always wanted. She has always wanted the wedding, the big celebration, so she announced it. And everybody's now looking back and saying, wait a minute, the wedding announcements with the fancy gift bags to the will you be my bridesmaid that were being recorded, with the fancy wedding invitations, wedding websites and all this stuff, with the very exclusive kept private wedding venue, with, you know, just the whole shebang, with the behind the scenes footage that we were getting to see, was wild. Now, remember, everybody's realizing that the wedding was still being planned. But the crazy thing about this whole situation is that this blogger was also a little bit mean, because they posted that video literally the week after this girl got married. Like, and did the second bash that was like star-studded, you know, like local stars, star-studded, not by the best local photographers, videographers, and the best musical talent, like local musical talent, you know, the who's who of our small little hometown. Okay, we're at that wedding, and it was like exclusive big wedding where she wore like designer dresses and everything. So now people were looking for evidence that they were not really in love. Like, when they were dancing their first dance, there was questions about whether he was really looking into her eyes, you know. Listen, this man seems like he doesn't want to be with a celebrity or a wannabe famous wife, which, by the way, I can again say, she is not a true content creator. She is not a comedian. She is not a reality TV star. She is not anything fancy. She is just a girl who just is popular on Facebook. And rumor has it that at a certain point, how their premarital